Hello and welcome back. We are in the desert and we have completed the hunting serpents contract, so we should return to Hardened. However, I'm going to do the White Bones menagerie before we return. We will leave the lindworms be, the silly lindworms who are afraid of us, but I'm also afraid of them. I don't want to risk it against them. So I need to camp for a bit here because we are a bit damaged. And after that, of course, we'll deal with the bones. The sad remains. Alright, so patiently camp and repair things. Okay, let's take a look at the situation here. Alright, it seems like with one armor switch, we are fully ready to go, so I guess I'll make that switch here. Do I actually have something here, perhaps? So, are you nimble? Yes, you're nimble, Erwin. So, ideally something that doesn't weigh that much. Well, we can give you Hussar's armor there. Like so. And Hussar, you can be naked for a little bit at least, since I don't need the inventory space at this time. So, let's get going. Would be nice to see the battlefield though, but oh well. Night time it is. So I don't remember exactly what we have here, but it is skeletons, I know that much. Alright, I think I'll start with the weights. Let us let them advance on us. Though I suppose I will advance one tile with Randolph. I wonder how the skeleton AI works. It seems they might also want to be waiting around. And perhaps they will be willing to wait more than they used to. We shall find out. I don't even get the music though. I know for sure what's inside, so that's a bit silly. I suppose that's a minor oversight. Right, use that. It's pretty easy to see the obstacles here. I'll still highlight them though. There we go. Things are happening. So, Ancient Honor Guard, let's take a look. So, has the Centurion command effect for plus 30 initiative. Phalanx plus 1 reach, reach of 6. Skeleton takes less damage from piercing and burning. Immunity to some things. Battleforged. Calculated strikes, okay, that's scary. Only 26 initiative, even with the buff from Centurion command. But occasionally this will be very nasty. And I suppose, yes, this will make the Black Monolith far more difficult. Oh well. It do be what it do be. Cleaver Mastery, Formidable Approach. 90 melee skill, jeez. Mauler. Phalanx, Rebuke. Alright, I feel threatened. Sanguinary and Sweeping Strikes. Okay, that's a pretty insane lineup of perks. Low melee defense, but extremely high melee skill. Welp, we'll see how this goes. Let's also take a look at the Legionary. You also have calculated strikes. That's nasty. That is just nasty. I suppose that rewards building initiative on your team and kind of punishes you for going heavy armor. To an extent, at least. Anyways, let's see how this goes. Oh, there's another one. Oh, never mind. This is a Praetorian. Well, let's take a look there as well. Calculated strikes again. Formidable approach again. Okay, 75 melee skill, so a lower tier version of an honor guard. Palatinus. Calculated strikes, of course you do, of course you do. The legionaries, yeah, okay, everyone has that. Okay, sure. Why not? Well, we'll see how nasty that feels. We can use the reap. That's a good thing. Captain Obvious. As before, I think I'll start using these abilities next round, not just yet. And here's the Ancient Centurion. Well, let's also inspect him. Centurion faster, yeah, triggers the Centurion command. Duelist, interesting. Hit and run, dagger. Requires dagger. You have an ancient sword, though. Death blow? Jeez. Well, that's a dagger ability. Overwhelm. Phalanx. Tempo. Alright. Well, we'll see. We'll see if there's any casualties here. I suppose disarming might be a good idea. So let's try that on the honor guard, at least if it seems reasonable. 65 seems reasonable to me. We failed and activated rebuke. Anyways, I think I'll engage in melee here with Adalbert. Despite his 47 hit points. We can go for the stun with Winrich, I guess. Anyways, move like here. It's a bit of a risky spot, but it do be what it do be. Get your cleaver out. Alright, so I'm at the maximum benefit out of Inspiring Presence. Gerbold will run out of fatigue rather early, though. Especially now that he has the two-handed flail instead of the wooden version. Kind of the same is true for Adalbert. And I guess the same is true for Randolph, so maybe the Inspiring Presence isn't like that impactful with my team currently. Hilmar will eventually get it. I guess this spot might be the best one. Perhaps. I'll move there. Though I have blocked Vander as I do that. That's not like a big deal though. He only has a jagged pike with 64 melee skill. Let's move him like on this flank perhaps. Fahad as well is blocked by my decisions. Probably also use him on this flank. So double check what his perks are. Yeah. I will go for the stun on the Ancient Honor Guard and we'll see if Erwin with his Fear of Undead can hold this flank. You still have that, right? Now's a good time to lose it. So I also have the dogs, but if you have that stupid rebuke effect, do all of you guys have it? I don't think so. I will double check. Doesn't look like it. Well, that's fair at least. Does the Praetorian have it? Yes. Legionaries don't seem to. Oh yeah, fearsome as well for the Legionaries, not for the Praetorian nor the Honor Guard as far as I can see. Okay. The stun has also failed. This is going horribly wrong. I think at this point I'll push the Honor Guard back. Well, if I succeed. Will you succeed? Okay, that at least succeeds. And hi there. Okay. Alright. Let's do things. We do have the help from the Overwhelm. Stay put. Alright, Gerbold. A lot of trust has to be placed in you. So far, you are living up to it. Let's wait so I benefit from the Berserk. In some way. Probably get to attack this one. We'll see. I do be scared. Okay, is there a point in commanding anyone at this point? Don't really see much of a point. I could go for the stun again with Winric if I step closer. I don't think that's necessarily worthwhile though. I could command Hilmar. Does that accomplish anything? Not really. It doesn't look like. So in that case, I just attack, I guess. Though I might want to, yeah, might want to encourage or rally. So let's not attack actually. Let's wait. Well, there we go. One hit cleaves Eswig's armor off. 75% chance there. And that's just the Praetorian. Okay, well, once we reach the Black Monolith... Well, I will definitely have to make sure we're prepared for that, because it's going to be even tougher than it was for the Gladiators in my regular Reforged run. Anyways, I have the Tactician abilities. You guys don't have that. At least. So let's see, move like here maybe? Use those. Actually, I should use them from where I am, probably. Doesn't reach, I don't think, a Ludger, but oh well. Hold steady, and also the other one. And there we go, instantly hit. 60% this time. Well, it's looking like casualties will probably be a thing here. At least Hilmar is able to do something. Do I want to step there? Erwin is really in the danger zone. As is Eswig. So stepping here does give Hilmar inspiring presence. It also probably incentivizes... Well, that doesn't really matter, but... I would imagine that the Centurion wants to move there. I don't really see that much of a point in moving, though. Not with Hilmar. So I guess I just end there. Okay, that's a slightly strange move. Anyways, let's see what Wander can do. Some kind of crowd control is probably a good idea when fighting these things, so like mazes. I could try to push back this ancient legionary to try to keep Eswig alive. It's not like a huge deal if Eswig perishes, but of course I'd rather that didn't happen. Flails and maces are probably, well, hammers as well. Swords to an extent. I mean, that's how it goes with every configuration of Battle Brothers against these enemies, but I don't know. Seems like the Hardened meta will be something quite difficult to grasp fully against these enemies. Anyways, so push this one back or not. I could just attack as well, of course. It's not going to be a kill though. We also have this legionary, so we might be losing Eswick like basically immediately. Yeah, the Praetorian probably just annihilates Eswick, so we do have the rotation for him, but he needs to be alive next round. At least he's quicker than they are. We also have this legionary coming in, potentially hitting Eswick as well. So what I could do to try to maximize his chances is to try to push this one away, then move there. Absorb a hit or two. Perhaps. In the long term, Vander here, who's only level 4, has far more potential than Eswick does, so I kind of prefer Vander surviving. So I suppose the one to get rotated in, if we do that, might be Gerbold. Gerbold's heavy damage is needed against this enemy in any case. Yeah, having more maces would definitely help. Well, I guess I'll try what I said. Okay, that succeeds. So now step here to block this one, I guess. And of course, since these skeletons don't care about fatigue, this Praetorian can now go for a couple of decapitations as well, so it might be over for Eswick. At least Erwin is holding for now. Alright. So I could go for the disarm again. I think it's far more impactful to just go for heals here though. We can try for the stun with Winrick. Oh, come on. There we go. And attack this one. That's not a lot. Well. You did your best. You did your best. I could use the Line Breaker to get away from the Honor Guard. I'll wait and see what's the situation. Okay, please stun it now. Okay, there we go. That helps. And also takes an injury from that. Come on. Fractured hand. That helps. That definitely helps. That also helps. So I guess perhaps I don't know. Should I use Adrenaline here? I think I should. So use Adrenaline, move there, and then we rotate with Eswig, which should, well, hopefully saves Eswig's life. And also we get to attack the high priority target here with the heaviest weapon. Since you are slower than Eswig, yeah, we kind of need to do that. No one else has rotation as far as I remember. So go ahead and do that. I'm not going to use the dog. The dog is going to be a no from me dog. Anyways, let's take a look at Fahad as well. I also have the nets. Maybe I should use one. Yeah, probably should. Only 20 melee defense though. But it might also decide that breaking free from a net is actually something it wants to do, which at least loses it one attack against us. I'll use a regular one. Alright, and we don't need to rally anyone yet, so instead we attack. Now we also have the Centurion here. We miss and activate exploit opening. Well, that shouldn't matter. Since it's against Gerhard, though it doesn't actually say against whom it is. Alright, so Erwin Linebreaker here maybe? Though I don't need to do that anymore since the Honor Guard is stunned. I suppose that's Winrik's lot in this battle here. Instead, I could Linebreaker on the Ancient Honor Guard to break free from this situation, try to keep Erwin alive. It's important because he has promise potential and he's level 9. He's not fantastic yet, but he could be fantastic. Definitely don't want to get next to this one, so either I do that or I just attack here. Do I trust in his abilities to stay alive, perhaps? With his armor gone, I don't think I do. 58 hit points. Though he is nimble. If he had 9 lives, I might want to stick around, but instead let's do this. And probably move. Okay, you can't move, but you can still attack because you have the Spear Flurry perk. Your spear attacks cost no fatigue. Was that actually... did that... what did that do? That inflicted something. I don't know what. Also, yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, never mind. You don't have Resilient. I was worried there for a second. Because with Resilient in Hardened, you can't be stunned twice in a row. So that's a buff for Resilient. Let's also take a look at Resilient, I guess. Does anyone actually have access to it, or am I blind again? You have it. Whenever stunned expires on you, become immune to being stunned until the start of your next turn. Until the start of your next turn, yeah. Okay. Anyways. So Gerbold moves here and waits. Though he might want to reactivate this, actually. Slightly awkward. I think he probably does want to activate that. Plus reach melee defense damage. But yeah, then I'm losing a big attack here, which might activate Berserk. Decisions. Well, in any case, moves there. We can't kill the Praetorian. I might be able to stun it, but it gets to act before Gerbold does again, so I will use the Whirling Death. Probably also use the Adrenaline already. Under the effects of Adrenaline, you cannot receive and are not affected by temporary injuries. Also, one thing is that Gerbold is a bleeder. Oh well. Oh well, in Gerbold we trust, I guess. We just kind of have to do that. How about in Randall? Almost. Kielmar can hopefully finish that one off. Alright, okay, Ludger probably goes for the Legion. Well, then again. The Overwhelm effect. And also this is the easiest to hit. The easiest to hit and the most dangerous. So I guess actually apply Overwhelm twice there. What is your melee defense currently? 49? I could do passing step here. Instead I think I opt to stay where I am. Alright, S-Big. Attack and then rotate, probably. So you do that and maybe stick around there. Might still want to rotate in for Wander, for example. So they can do the knockback, but they can't do line breaker. Ouch. Adalbert is in trouble, to say the least. Well, since he failed his potential, I'm not even that bummed if he does perish. So this is a very good reap. How many can you do? You can still do 2. How much is that fatigue-wise? 23? Okay. So instead I could go for a disarm on a legionary. Does perhaps waste his fatigue though. Well, not his fatigue, his action points. Well, maybe both. Maybe both is correct. So instead I could go for this legionary here, who still, yeah, is still acting. And an ancient sword is a rather dangerous weapon. If that ends up being a kill, then so be it. Well, it's seemingly not going to be a kill. Okay. Alright, and Vander would once again try for the repel. However, I think I'll just attack here. Does a bit of damage. Is there a point in using Line Breaker against this? Probably not, so just end there. Gerhard, I believe, waits again. Could also try for the repel at some point against the Centurion. But let's wait. Alright. Reaping time. Good work. 2 kills. So 3 priority targets here. Single target attack is the way to go, I believe, from this point onwards. Probably go for the Honor Guard, despite it being stunned. Though the Centurion is definitely dangerous as well. They're all dangerous. So I can move away with Erwin. Actually, I can't. Never mind, unless I get the stun again. In any case, I think I move here. Yeah, I don't want to be using Reap again in this situation. I don't think. Let's take a look though. If I do use it, then I might want to recover next round. So it is the same damage. 2 targets for it. Same hit chance as well. I might get the stun again. I will rely on the stun. So let's attack the Centurion here. That's decent. Fahad just attacks the Praetorian, I guess. Maces, flails, overwhelms, nets. Oh, damn it. Are you night blind? What the hell? Why can you not... Oh, you don't have a weapon out. Okay. Yeah, well, that explains it. Whoops. Yeah, actually I was confused by the shadow of the jacket bike. I'll actually turn that off if that's something you can turn off. Let's see. Not sure that actually helps me. Though I don't see that as an option here in Hardened's quality of life settings. I don't see it. Is it from Reforged, perhaps? Is there something here? It might be somewhere. But I can't find it. Well, I guess we'll just go with it. Anyways, now that I did that, I cannot attack, so let's probably wait and decide on whether to equip the net or the pike. Breaks free and misses the 30. Okay, that was less than I expected. Oh yeah, you lose the formidable approach bonus if you get hit by the character it's active against. 95. Alright, sure. Go for it again. Stun locked. Elmer just attacks, I think. For a whopping 33. Now we're getting hit. They also do have that stupid fearsome. So for the black monolith, I might need like 2 people capable of rallying. But this is the cultist start, so we'll have super good resolve for it. Anyways, it's probably worthwhile still moving away from the legionary with the pike, but I can probably stick around the honor guard. Don't do like that. Nice try. He's also still bleeding. How long are you bleeding? 6 damage per turn. Well, I'll take my chances. Adalbert has 9 lives as well as parry. I think I'll not go for the repel. And instead just attack here. And let's get your pike back. Don't use the dog. Alright, Gerbold. Show me what you're made of. That's a good one. Crushed finger, it seems. Alright. Do I also use adrenaline again? I probably will. There we go. 6 left. Can I destroy the Praetorian now? With body shots... Should I go for it again? It's now overwhelmed. 64 melee skill. I think I'd rather go for the legionary now. So I could, with a body shot, destroy it, it seems. It gets to attack twice. Okay, I'll go for it again. Missed again. Alright. Tempted to move here and attack with Eswick. That's a bit of a gamble. If I do that... Guess if I miss, I can roll... Well, then again, you have the rebuke, right? Do you? Whenever an opponent misses a melee attack against you while it is not your turn, gain the rebuke effect. Character will only trigger 1 counter attack per attack. Well, it's not... actually, yes, it is. Yeah, it's there. Probably shouldn't risk it there. So instead, I wait with Eswig, I believe. Vander can still take a couple of hits. Well, even more since he has 9 lives. You probably do nothing at this point. 69. Alright, will Vander have the honor? He will not. Ow. Ow. Nasty hits. But we can still take more. We can still take more. Okay, I think I rely on Adalbert's possible disarm as well as Winrick's possible stun, though he's actually fatigued out. Actually, in that case, never mind. Let's just attack this one. We have failed. We have failed. Alright. Well, actually I'll just go for damage at this point. Get those injuries in there. Oh, come on. Dislocated shoulder, so can only attack once. Okay. We'll see if that's enough to keep Erwin alive. Since there's the rebuke effect, I don't think I should attack here. So instead, does knockback trigger that? Triggers a free melee attack on any enemy who misses a melee attack against you. Well, this technically isn't... Well, no, it's tags attack melee. Okay, let's not do it. Well, just recover then, as I cannot shield wall with a heater shield. Just continue bleeding. Alright, shield walling there. I can take a couple of hits when I'm nimble from this, right? Surely I can. So let's rotate in, I guess. Yeah. Also, did you have rebuke? I don't think these guys have it. Doesn't seem like they do. Alright, nasty fight, no one's dead yet. Might need actually a resolve boost for Ludger, so let's start heading that way. Need to go this way, it seems. I'll actually attack this one. 95, that should activate Berserk, and we also get the second attack against this target anyway. There we go. Both of them dead. Do I bother with adrenaline here? It doesn't seem like it's necessary. 2 initiative left, that's more. Randolph has been doing pretty well in this fight. 0 damage taken. Not fatigued out either. Well, that's good to see. Damage is a bit lackluster though. Anyways. Repel might actually be perhaps better here, but let's not. Since, like I said, we can take a couple of hits there. Might use the dog. Think that's a pretty safe move at this point. Alright, let's see about the disarm. On the honor guard, I guess 49 only. Fails. Alright, at this point, I guess I can move. Though I can still take a hit because of the 9 lives, but let's move. Good job. Excellent. Seems like everyone will make it. Get hit there, but it should be fine. Don't need to take any more hits. So I got hit on Winrick, but the damage was reduced by the anticipation. Alright, there we go. I can't actually... Well, yes I can. There's a spot there. Okay. Probably don't even need to move away, but let's definitely do it. You can sit out now. Nasty, but we made it, and that's a ton of experience. Hilmar, Helmer, Fahad, and Wander get levels. Loot is junk, though. I guess we find more things to sell, though. Will I ever use these armors? I don't believe I will. Crypt Cleaver, currently not going to be used. Ancient Swords doesn't seem worthwhile at this point. Well, no one died. And we got plenty of XP, so it's a good experience. It's a good outcome. Hilmar, level 13. Melee skill. Hit points. And I'll take melee defense over fatigue. So I'm tempted by the fatigue, but let's focus on the defenses. Fahad, level 7. So I did commit to pole arms. I might still decide to go with the tactician perks. Ideally I don't, but if we don't get Helmer to convert, if he loses, if he leaves us, or if he dies, then I might kind of have to do that. Anyways, Fahad level 7, takes +3 melee skill, takes +3 melee defense, and takes probably +3 fatigue over the other options here. I'll do that. And I think he takes flexible over Battleforged, though I'm not thrilled about that. I'd prefer to go nimble. He doesn't have nimble. I could purchase nimble, but it's hugely expensive. If I were to take Battleforged, I definitely would need Brawny. Base 99 fatigue. If I do that, I don't think I can make the tactician thing work, because he'll just not have the fatigue. He barely has enough as it stands. So ideally this guy is like a passable pole armor, which he currently is. Anyways, take flexible. I'm not the biggest fan of this medium armor perk tree, but my opinion might change as I continue playing Hardened. Anyways, Vander level 5, +3 melee skill. Do you care about initiative? You might eventually, but you don't have that said medium armor, which means you don't have dodge. He does have overwhelm though. I'll take this resolve roll. I'll take the melee skill. And I'll take, I believe, fatigue. He has unstoppable and combo. He'll want a lot of it. Perk-wise, I have, it seems, nothing planned. What's your base fatigue? He has Stabbed Guts for -40% hit points and stamina. That's nasty. In the world of Battle Brothers, of course, you can heal from something like that in 3 to 5 days. Anyways, you can sit out, but what will I give you? Rotation is an option. He might be good enough to stick around even if he fails the promised potential. I'm not going to be thrilled about that though. He's going nimble, so he'll have fatigue, I guess, for rotation purposes. I think it's like if I take something, I shouldn't have too many active skills, so it's adrenaline or rotation if I choose to go for those. I should pick one. And melee defense. So mainly the rotation would be to get out of danger instead of rotating in to get someone else out of it. He does have the 9 lives though, so there might be a situation where that would be something I want to do. So I'll mark some of these things in blue here. He has access to cleavers. I could go for another whip guy. Once again, someone with not that much fatigue unless he succeeds with promised potential. And I also don't have another whip yet. I could go north and get one. Do I possibly want to make a dagger user out of him? I don't think at this point I do. So it's probably cleavers. But he definitely not needs some kind of reach cleaver if I want to do that. For now. He does have the stars in initiative, but I usually am not taking those. So I'm wondering about adrenaline versus rotation. Could just go with something like executioner, maybe. Or elusive. Or wear them down. I'll mark some of these in blue. I could also just go for quick hands. Currently it does probably very little. Though what I could do is give him this spiked mace, and then he can switch between these weapons. Depending on the situation. I also have the two-handed scythe if I go cleavers now, but I usually want to stay away from melee range with him. I'll go ahead and take rotation here, but if he succeeds with promised potential, at which point everything will be refunded, I might not be retaking that. For now, it's very nice to have. Helmer, level 8, gets 2 perk points thanks to having student. I think I take more fatigue and then we go melee defense, melee skill. He does have inspiring presence, but no stars in resolve, and you need to have more resolve than others for this to work. And it seems like that is very rarely going to be the case, even after he potentially gets those cultist traits. I could take this +3 resolve here, but let's not. Alright, so 2 perks. Takes Blitzkrieg at the very least. And then I think like Pathfinder, probably. So I could go with Fortified Mind, and that keeps Inspiring Presence as an option. Occasionally it will actually trigger. I might skip Shield Sergeant. At the moment I only have Erwin using shields. That will change, because I need at least one super good tanky character. But I think this is probably something I don't necessarily want on Helmer, since he doesn't have shield perks of his own. I believe you can't actually purchase those. You can purchase the weapon perks as well as the armor perks, but not shields as far as I remember. I think I might want to take Fortified Mind and then go into Inspiring Presence, now that I think about it. We'll mark this in blue. That's like a passive thing that he can do to provide help for others. Something else I could consider maybe is going with offhand training and also like bags and belts, and he can, after using the tactician abilities, he could like throw grenades or nets maybe. So it seems like this doesn't actually... Well, tool skills cost -1 action point, so you could use like a net. Then you equip the next one. No, that doesn't help. You would need quick hands or something. Well, anyways, let's take Fortified Mind. And he does have the Steel Brow, which is part of the reason I took that, so... Guess we run with this helmet for now, but at some point maybe make that lighter. So 68 resolve. That seems to be more than most of us, not all of us. But anyways, that means he does get Inspiring Presence, and then we probably get like Pathfinder. We might also go with Rally the Troops, since we might want more than one of those. Encourage is also an option from Supporter. Alright, I'm relatively happy about that. Okay, so... Yeah, we didn't find anything that I'm going to be using, right? Crypt Cleaver seems to be better than the Scythe. But... let's see, Cleave 15 fatigue. Cleave 14 fatigue. Well, that's not a big difference. Reach 5, reach 5. More weight. So it's a heavier weapon, but it does deal more damage. Yeah, seems to be just all around better and has one more ability in the split shield. I'll repair that, but we might never use it. Anyways, let's leave. We've wasted enough time. Did I forget to level someone? I forgot to put someone in the lineup, so let's do that. I guess Adalbert also steps out. Maybe Erwin as well. Though he does have still has some hit points, so let's keep him in the lineup. So I'll switch his armor back, now that I remember. And you can have this again. Or was it you? Well, it doesn't matter which one it was. Just be happy you are no longer required to run around naked. Naked slaves. That's the way we do it. We have 18,000, so we can definitely buy a famed weapon if I see some. Hunt down what kills people. Is that going to be Ifrits? Potentially yes. We should get out of the south though. The sacrificial event is closing in, I think. Yeah, it's closing in. We need to be close to a tavern, ideally. There's a tavern at Kaivoder. Still can't visit Wesenstad. We've never been there. Anyways, let's get out of here. Where was this delivery? Wagenheim. Where the hell is that? Over there. Might want to do something here instead, so probably skip that. I am at 19. I'll still take a quick look here. See, no one I like. How about the trading goods? Let's get some food. Not that much of it. I guess I could get some goat cheese, though. Spoils in 11 days. Okay, let's splurge a little bit. And make a ever so tiny profit maybe from the incense, but not much. I'll get the throwing nets. I'll get some tools. Selling price is 18. Okay, I'll sell some things. Not that many things, but a few things at least. So yeah, I don't think I'll be using ancient swords. Though they seem to be slightly better. No, that's the scythe. Never mind. 40 to 45. Yeah, they're not better than scimitars. More armor damage though. I will sell them. Keep one scimitar around, I guess. Sell the skeleton things. I guess I'll keep the gold coins for a slightly better payoff. I'll sell the glistening scales as well as the serpent skin though. I don't usually bother crafting those items. Alright. So did we have a taxidermist here? No, we don't. Let's also check. Where do we have a taxidermist? I know there's one in the other southern city-state, but I don't want to go there. Well, anyways, we'll find one. Well, there's one there. But anyway. Let's go to Splitterberg. Orc marauders, many. Orc young. Sure, probably. We are damaged though. So Esvik, you can carry some nets in your inventory. I seem to need to do some inventory management here before we fight. 110, 13. Let's switch this armor. Anyone in the back line need anything? Erwin is at 53 hit points. I could instead bring like Hagen, who hasn't been in a fight yet. He's just been leeching off of us. Well, no, never mind. He has taken part in one battle. Yeah, Erwin should probably sit out. Alright, Hagen, it's your time to shine. We also want to switch this armor. Does anyone in here have the same piece? It looks like the answer is no. I'll switch here. Well, I say switch, but let's give Gerhard something like... Does anyone... Yeah, you have one. That's repaired. Nimble, 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 flexible. Right, time to die, orcs. I don't remember the last time where it's taken me so long. It's over day 100 to find even one famed weapon, well, famed item I should say. I found nothing. I've seen I think one the whole run. But it did take quite a while for us to be confident enough to actually start taking on camps, so that's somewhat understandable in that regard. Okay, it might be worthwhile using Blitzkrieg immediately. I think it probably is. So let's take a look here. So that is 50 fatigue. That's huge. But the effect is also very much worthwhile. Let's see, so it's a range of 4 tiles. Slightly awkward positioning here. But I guess only slightly. Go ahead and use it. Let us annihilate these fools. Alright. I could do a thresh. I definitely could. I mean, skipping the whirling death though. I probably still use the pound ability in any case. Okay, let's skip the whirling death this time. Not see a rotation that's that impactful, so just attack. Oh yeah, this flank doesn't have Erwin anymore. Well, we'll be fine. Surely we will be fine. It's only Orc Young. What could possibly go wrong? Split the damage out a bit. I so want a two-handed sword for Ludger. I am not going to purchase one unless it's famed, though. Anyways, do a reap from here, maybe? Seems fine. Doesn't actually get a kill. Oh well. I'll actually probably step on over there. Sure. Let's hog the orcs to death. The inspiring presence there. Come on, Ludger. You can do better than that. I'll wait because of the orc stun. And I guess Randolph should also wait. They also have maces. All of them have maces. Okay, sure. Sure, guys. Why not? Sucks to be you. Okay, I probably get this kill anyway, so yeah, do that. And then... Okay, now it would be a nice thresh if Hilmar were not there. But yeah, let's not risk him. Man, I love these flails. Alright, well, you as well. Abuse the waiting mechanic. Okay, let's do this. Well, I suppose it's perfectly understandable why Blitzkrieg is so expensive. Get some 95 misses, of course that matters not. Can I get to anything? No, I can get to that. Annihilated. Okay, a couple of levels. Orc things. Winrich, level 10. Okay, now finally I'll pick up parry and then next level we take duelist, but I might still run around with this whole mace. Parry of course doesn't apply unless you're using a one-handed melee weapon without a shield. More melee skill, more hit points. And I will take the range defense. I might take the +2 melee defense over the +3 range defense if he only had parry, but he also has the anticipation. So definitely take the range defense. Okay. Now that he does have parry, I will make a switch though. So take this in the inventory. Start with the pole mace, but this is the Morning Star, the one-handed mace is now your other weapon. Hagen, level 3, gets 2 level ups. So he's a lumberjack, but is he okay? It seems he might not be okay. Mean rolls, melee defense and melee skill. Does not have polearms, does have shields, does not have duelist, does have berserk. So it's looking like he wants to be a backliner. Maybe like a whip, reach cleaver backliner. 2-star fatigue. He's also disloyal, so it's very likely he'll actually leave. Anyway. Let's take the fatigue roll. Am I taking initiative? I don't think I am. No stars in that. Base 96. Hit points, fatigue, and melee skill. And then... Okay, I will take this melee defense despite him being huge for 0. Mean rolls, melee skill again. Take it. And more fatigue. With whips and cleavers and berserk, you want a lot of it. Perk-wise though, I haven't planned at all. I probably take Steel Brow, which means I am less incentivized to take small target. I think I'll just take Student here. And like I said, let's take Steel Brow. I usually like having that on essentially everyone. Let us continue. Might of course find more things to kill along the way. Now we are winning against the Greenskin, if that was not clear already. Here we are, it is night time. They also have marauding Greenskins. I think I'll just keep on moving, since they have that condition. It's unlikely I find anything I want there. So let's head to Cargo. There's also... oh, that's Elite Bandits. Never mind. There's this place, Pointy Ear Hideout, which I left earlier. Do I want to try that? I hate goblins, of course. Not going to do it during the night time, since I can't even see what's inside. I know it's goblins, but still. The lineup there might have changed. Stupid goblins. I'll leave them be. These ones I want though. They're wandering around. Lineup is the same. Unless I bring Erwin. I guess I bring Erwin over Hagen since Hagen might leave. Erwin wants to reach level 11. So I can see whether he's long term or not. Let's not use the ability yet. Okay, let's go for it. Now that they're positioned like this, I guess I actually will use the Blitzkrieg again. I'll go ahead and use the dog as well. I'll step there with Erwin. So the dog is probably safe. Well done. Oh, you silly goblins thought you were faster than we were. Too bad for you. I guess based on this, though this is obviously far easier than the camp, I could have gone for it. Because now I have the Blitzkrieg ability, so that's a major advantage for us. Can't get to that? Okay, fine. Anyways, I'll still leave the camp there. for now. Probably want to do the Goblin Ambition, so we can do that at the latest when that time arrives. One Skull Secure Abandoned Graveyard. I don't know where that is. Probably don't do it, unless I see something I really want to buy here. Doesn't seem like there's anything I care about that much. I am at 19 out of 20. I'll still check, I think, someone with promise potential. So, Wilrech the Quick. 3-star initiative and quickness. That's a lot of initiative. And does have flexible. 2-star melee defense. Shields. 2-star fatigue. He's probably good enough to stick around. Which means I want to fire someone unless... Well, the sacrifice event is triggering soon, so that's one less person. As it stands, I do not believe he can be our... Well, if he were to succeed with Promise Potential, I still don't think he's probably capable of doing the Black Monolith as a tank because of the dodge change in Hardened. Because he'll be surrounded, completely surrounded for the entirety of the battle. So I can't rely on that. But he's excellent in some ways. With all that initiative, he also has Overwhelm. And I can go wear them down maybe as well, if I really want. He also has 9 lives to further help. And yeah, he might even be a damage dealer if he succeeds. Yeah, he's actually very good. Very good. Nearly max rolled hit points. Melee skill not nearly as well. Melee defense slightly above average. Resolve is poor, but that fixes itself eventually. Yeah, I'm happy with this guy. We'll see, we'll see. So I can build him purely defensively until he's level 11, and then hopefully he succeeds with this, and then we can re-evaluate, is he actually a damage dealer? He might be. He definitely might be. So welcome aboard Wilrech the Quick. Let's name you, or title you. One word plus, I'd say. Is it plus plus? Let's go with plus instead, since he doesn't have stars in melee skill. Give him some things to hold on to. Also, I made a switch here, was it? Actually, you have that heavy armor. Well, I say heavy, it's 140. 160 helmet, sure. But what the hell? Go for it. Okay. Hagen. Is it time to let Hagen go? I have so many people to convert. He might be the lowest on the totem pole, so to speak. At some point I might let Adalbert go. Definitely not yet, though. In Hardened, you get some experience. I don't remember how much. Is it all of it? Probably not all of it. Split with your team as you fire someone who has experience with you. So we get a little bit from Hagen, but if I were to let Adalbert go, that's a lot. But he's definitely useful still. Yeah, I think it's probably time for Hagen to go. I did say that we'll have the sacrifice event soon though, so that's one less spot. But I have, I think, too many people. Okay, Hagen, it's time to go. I think this might be the 3rd or even 4th time I've done this. I've hired someone who can be okay if they convert, and then I never get around to it, and then I fire them. So that's a mistake on my part, but yeah, well, there we go. Goodbye. Two Skull fighting goblins. Is this the northeast of Splitterberg? Okay, that's funny. Okay, well, since that is the situation, I think I should accept it. Okay, sure. I will destroy it. I was going to do it for free. Well, I considered doing it for free, and then I never did. So let's go there. How long will this be here? 1 to 3 days. Probably still use Adalbert over someone else. There was a champion here earlier. We'll see if that's still the case. It is not the case. Okay, so some ambushers, several skirmishers, overseer, and a wolf rider. Question is, do I want to do it during the night time? That's a slight advantage, I guess, for us. We also get minus range defense from night time, though. If all of them decide to target someone like Gerbold immediately during the daytime, I think that's a pretty bad thing to happen. So I guess we do want to do it during the night time. I'm not going to equip shields for this. I can't be arsed. Well, maybe I switch Erwin's shield. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I could go with a kite shield for this. I'm not sure if that even helps. It's 10 more melee defense from a heater shield. So let's actually not. And now that I have the pike from the guy I let go, let's equip Vilrek here. Also, how many Vilreks do I have? Don't I have multiple? No, I only have the one. Anyways, let's wait for night time. This isn't like that bad of a camp, but like I said, if they target one person specifically, then it gets bad. I scout around a bit while we do that, while we wait. So yeah, Adalbert, are you coming? Maybe you don't need to be in this fight with your injury. Yeah, let's probably leave him out. Okay, Oliver is not eating. I'll leave you be. To each his own. That's because he has Spartan. Going for Winrik. Woodburn. Chances of 5. That's with aimed shots, so yeah. Made the right call, I guess. Night time. So minus 30% range defense. But also night time, minus 10% chance to hit per tile of distance. Or ranged. And minus 3 vision. Yeah, I'm probably fine just immediately moving on them. I would imagine that they mostly hold position, so we'll use the Blitzkrieg ability later. Not yet. Probably. Terrain is a bit awkward. So if I move here, I'm giving them the high ground advantage. I can see so very little. Vision of 3. Range defense 33. I'll go the maximum distance here. Also, we might finally get one of those goblin crossbows. We've had a couple of chances to get one, maybe even 3, and we haven't. We'll take the high ground here. So, wasn't there a shaman? I don't see it yet. Tempted to not use Whirling Death here. I think I want the high ground here. Yes, big helps on this flank. And Solm is level 4. Still brown 9 lives. So he should be fine. You wait. You wait. Let's move a bit and wait. What you gonna do, goblins? Make your moves, I dare you. Lots of shield walling. Okay, that's actually rather nasty there. Not yet, I guess, but it could definitely get very nasty. Okay, Hilmar goes all the way, question mark. If he does that, he might be targeted by everyone. Which is potentially catastrophic. I think he still does it though, and we move Randolph in the way. Among others. Like I said, probably use the Blitzkrieg next round. They're going to be a bit split up though. Too bad. Might want to exercise caution on the northern flank at this point, since we've taken a couple of hits. I could use Hold Steady already. Can I, after that, use the Blitzkrieg, though? They're so fatigue intensive. So 52 minus 15. 37. So I won't, if I calculate it correctly, I won't have enough for Blitzkrieg if I use Hold Steady now. Yeah, so that's one excellent reason to not be taking the tactician perks on Pahad, who has very little fatigue, no star in it. Guess I don't use a tactician. Well, then again, I could use the onslaught. How about that? 30 fatigue. Yeah, I should be able to use that and then use the... Let's use the onslaught. Then hold there. Oh, I did block actually Randolph there. Well, let's hope that it's fine. Randolph can move there. He'll also be a target. 0 range defense. Goblins. Goblins, not even once. Well, it is the night time, at least. Fahad moves like let's say here. And Winrick does have some range defense. And also anticipation. So anticipation does, it seems, nothing after you've taken 2 hits though. Anyways, his help is required. So if I move there, I'm again perhaps blocking. But yeah, we have 91 hit points and Reforged as well, so maybe it's better to do it like this. We'll use Randolph a little bit more carefully, perhaps. I think Erwin still needs to be around, potentially take some hits. He also has one with the shield, take 40% less hit point damage from attacks to the body, plus Steel Brow. Okay, move like there. You just start going for it, I think. You wait. Seems unstoppable. Doesn't require me to act straight away here. It doesn't have any stacks. At 41, I'll take the highest chance, and that's it. Going for Hilmar. Missing so far. Going for Gerhard though. There goes the anticipation. Alright, this might be just a rotation here. Not sure though. Though will I have another target for Berserk in range if I do rotate? I probably won't actually, so instead I'll do something else. Maybe even move there. Protects Hilmar. Probably do that. Also go for this flank. Let's instead do this. Impressive. Well, that's anticipation, I guess. Only 15% though. You're not even nimble. Okay, sure. %, miss. Well, that's excellent for us. Alright, Hilmar, time to shine. There. Now, is there a point in waiting? Will one of them perhaps move there or here? Maybe. I will wait and see if I can get a Reap with 3 targets. Okay, I'll not use the dog yet. It seems like we won't have 3 targets for a Reap. That's too bad. And now it's time to use the Blitzkrieg. Seems to have reached everyone. Not sure if I want to risk Erwin still. The answer is probably yes. Especially with the Blitzkrieg. So it seems like there is no shaman, so... Did my brain play a trick on me? Well, no shaman it seems. Anyways, I think I can still fight here. I'll wait first though to see if this target is gone. It seems that that will be the case. Randolph, let's start going for it. I'll conserve fatigue, so let's go for this one. Not use the reap. Okay, risk it. Time to die, goblins. Slowly perhaps, but time to die still. Reapply that. I could have engaged with the overseer. Would be better to do that with someone else though. Alright, move in, I guess. Do I? It's so awkward sometimes with this whirling death. I think I'll wait and decide. Let's let them do their things there. Esvik is nearly undamaged. 27 melee defense only. I think I'll move here, attack maybe like once and keep it as an option to rotate out of there. Though what I can do is go for a stun as well. Fail. Alright. So yeah, I probably do want to rotate out of there. Esvik is a little bit of a glass cannon. Well, maybe he's not even a cannon. Maybe he's just glass. Alright, I'll move in and use adrenaline instead of using whirling death. Let's go for this. Be nice to... yeah, I can do the thresh maybe. Be nice. Didn't see that coming, did you? Alright. First time for thresh. 95, 95, 95, 77. Goodbye. Okay, you can just run away now. Don't need you. There we are. 4 levels. We finally got the crossbow as well. Spiked Impaler. And some goblin things to sell. Having slain the last of the goblins, you take a peek about their encampment. They seem the merry sort. Piles of trinkets and instruments, all of which could double as a weapon. All it would require would be to dip them in the giant pot of poison resting right in the middle of the ruins. You kick it over and tell the men to get ready to head back to Count Leofric von Horn, your employer. First things first. Adelmar. Have an actual crossbow. Okay, let's run with this and the tier 2-1. Okay, and then levels. Randolph, level 11. Okay, I desperately need more hit points, I think, so... I'm tempted by the resolve, tempted by the fatigue actually as well, tempted by the initiative. Melee defense minerals. Okay, what I'll do here is take melee skill, hit points and fatigue, and we'll patch up the melee defense on the veteran levels if he's still with us. Alright. Perk-wise, it seems I don't have anything actually planned, though. Overwhelm helps with the survivability. I'm not getting these. I can't. I only have one. Wear them down does perhaps kind of the same thing. Does this actually apply multiple times with this? That would be nice to know. I would imagine it doesn't, because that seems it's way too OP. Even so, I might take wear them down. There's also combo. Though I think with Unstoppable, it's probably something I don't necessarily want, because he can't keep on using that. He doesn't have finesse nor battle flow. So worn down, less melee defense, non-attack skills cost 50% more fatigue. Well, less range defense as well. Also, it fatigues them down, of course. Any hit and any miss will make 3 separate strikes for 1/3. Well, based on this, it does seem like this might actually apply 3 times with the 3-headed flail. Maybe. Even if it doesn't, I think it's worthwhile. Let's wear them down. Let's take a look here first. Quick look. Is there anything else? I mean, calculated strikes sometimes does things. Especially with Unstoppables, 10% more initiative. I think I'll still go with wear them down probably. Not getting parry. Elusive has its points, but not taking that. Weak hand, nah. Okay, let's take wear them down. And at the very least, we'll find out whether this needs to be patched with the 3-headed flail or not. Esvik, level 12. Just the regular hit points, melee skill, melee defense. Ludger, level 11. So, yeah. Minerals, melee skill. Well, we can take hit points, we can take initiative, and we can take +4 melee defense. So still, of course, doesn't have a 2-handed sword. Is there something I can take that works with all swords? Rebuke has its points. I think it's better than Engard, probably, for him. Formidable Approach probably would be my pick if I now had that 200 sword. I'll keep this perk point for now. Anselm, level 5. Plus 3 melee skill, plus 4 melee defense, and plus 3 hit points. We'll see, we'll see. This guy might be excellent if he converts and sticks around. For now, despite having the melee defense, I might go with Polearm Mastery. He's using a polearm. I don't want to risk him in the front line. Though he does have defenses as well as 9 lives and Steel Brow. So I could. And I can also use... I can make a frontline polearmor. We can switch into like hammers or cleavers. If he succeeds with promised potential. So I'm tempted by the Polearm Mastery here. Long reach actually might be better first, because this helps more people. He also has combo. So combo polearm, that seems excellent to me, especially with something like a sword lance. So you can use the reap and the strike pretty often, thanks to combo and leverage. Okay, I'll go ahead and commit to polearms here. If he succeeds, then, well, with the promised potential, then everything will be refunded. We can change our minds. Okay. Let's get back to Cargo. So now I could go to Splitterberg. Okay, sure, let's go there. Since I skipped checking the weaponsmith and the armor, let's go to Splitterberg to return this contract. Count Lefric von Horn's shocking nuts when you return. He throws the shells on the ground, jawing and gnashing as he speaks. Oi, it's good to see you again. I take it you were successful, yes? You lift a few goblin heads up, each one tethered to a unifying band. They twist and stare at the room and at one another. The man puts his hand up. Please, we are dignified people here. Put that away. Put that way. Okay. Every now and again I do spot some spelling errors. You shrug and hand them to Hilmar, who is waiting out in the hall. Count Leofric von Horn walks around his table and hands you a satchel. There you go. There is nothing to purchase. But tools I will. And I'll sell some things as well, since we again have things to sell. So these I'll keep. Okay, how many of these do I want to keep in case I ever get a thrower again? Surely I won't get 2 throwers, and if I do, I can get some more. Let's keep 3 of them. Okay, away we go. So I didn't go to Kaiwater. Guess I go there. Could have, I guess, joined that fight. It looked like the fight was over, but apparently it wasn't. Lost sight and gained it again. There's another 2 skull contract. Destroy Wolf Pack Camp west of Splitterberg. Okay, that one I will skip. It's I don't wanna go there. I don't care at the moment. Let's go to Kaiwadar. So the sacrifice event will trigger any day now, I believe. Or it can trigger. Full nets. Verified villagers. Caravan to Splitterberg. I think I will take that, because we can spawn famed things and I have money. Skull Thieves. This one I might skip this time. You say full nets, I see no fish. You liars. I'll take the caravan. Let's also have a drink before we go. Spectacular place far away. When it says spectacular, does that mean it's a legendary location? Take the caravan. We'll go with this lineup. I'll go 8 times speed. Let's live a little. Let's live dangerously. There is a chance that I run into something like a huge orc pack, where I'd like to switch my weapons at the very least, but that didn't happen. Oh, again you have marauding greenskins. God damn it, guys. So we seem to have spawned nothing. Okay. Sun disappoints. Well, let's go to Dornberg. Oh, now I can visit Wesenstad. I believe I will. We'll also check, I guess, this camp here. Reckless Brothers Camp. Can we do that? Last time there were marksmen, sharpshooters, stuff like that. So it's on a hill. So we might still skip it, I think. Nighttime is an opportunity, I guess, but it's also morning. Slight consideration. So, few marksmen, hedge knight, several raiders, outlaw, a few highwaymen, a few sharpshooters, a marauder. It's a tough one. We can do it though. I should do it during the night time though, if I do. Yeah, don't attempt it during the daytime. Okay, so we probably will take that place on. Might visit like... Well, let's actually... Yes, let's do it like that. I probably have enough time to visit Dornberg first. Then we might come back here, do it during the night time, if we so choose. Okay, let's take a look. Fletcher has no famed things. Same is true for the armorer. Right, I'll buy some food and then I suppose we head back. Alright, that's taken care of. There is a 2-skull contract here. Collapsed hovel east of Thunderstead. Pretty soon the the greenskin invasion will be over. And we can choose another... Okay, that's way too far. Let's not take that. Let's head on back over here. And do that place, I think, next time. I'll equip the guys in the meanwhile. We'll want to use some nets because the hedge knight is still very damn dangerous. We'll see how painful the sharpshooters will be during the night time. Of course, it depends on how the terrain rolls. I wonder if Hardened has changed how the terrain can roll in these hill camps. I might also decide on Ludger's final perk point here, but I might also not. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.